Welcome back to Redneck's Dirty Hands. I'm Pete, and today, our winter's almost over. It's warm outside, all the snow's going away. So the snowmobile season, the riding part of it is basically over, but what's beginning is the end of the season deals. My buddy Derrin went out and picked that up off a marketplace. That's a 2008 F1000. We're all suckers for the 1000cc two-strokes. The season's coming to an end. $2,000, you can't really go wrong. I mean, it looks pretty good, so yeah, let's check this one out. Yeah, Derrin scored this off a marketplace the other day. $2,000, not too bad. Seems to be a pretty good deal. I mean, it does have a few issues, which I'll get to in a bit, but overall, I mean, the plastics are good. The seat looks good. There's no rips or nothing in there. Tunnel's good. Skis are good. Track's not too bad. This one here's got the it's a 128 inch and a quarter paddle track on it, and as you can see, it's missing quite a few studs there. Derrin already kind of went over it once, pulling a bunch of the studs. This one here's got these crappy aluminum backers. Like these backers, they're the they're the Polaris Fusion of backers. Like they're just the worst. Like look at it. That one's cracked there. So what happens is they crack. Then chucks the aluminum bit out, and then the stud just wallers around, fires off into your heat exchanger or whatever. So yeah, got to go through and got to get rid of all those on there. This is kind of like Arctic Cat copied the Rev chassis or whatever, because it's got the wide seats, kind of, a crossover to rider forward. It's got the plastic luggage caddy on the back. It's even got similar style like Leon's Skidoo there. It's got the double headlight on it. Almost looks like a Ninja Turtle or that guy from Beetlejuice where he stretches his nose out. Love it or like, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of this style, but Derrin likes it. That's all that matters. It's his. I don't know what it is with this thing, but it just looks big. That's what she said. But, I mean, the tunnel on this thing, like if you look at it, from the bottom to the top there, that's like 11 inches. Whereas, like my Sidewinder, you go from the tunnel to the top there, it's like 9 inches. So that tunnel there is 2 inches taller than like a normal snowmobile. And I mean, this seat, it looks comfy as all heck, but like this thing, it's like almost 18 inches wide. Come on over to Yo Mama. And it's about, at the widest point, 14. So yeah, that seat's 4 inches wider. We all know how Yo Mama jokes work, but this time Yo Mama's not the fat one. That right there, that's the Kardashian seat. I'm not sure how many, I think it's kilometers. This thing's reading, looks like it's reading in kilometers an hour. There's no way that would be reading 160 miles an hour, but I'm not too sure. Let's see if we can fire this up. Probably gonna be fairly hard tug. Oh. Yeah, nice one. 64. Well, it's reading miles an hour, so that's gotta be miles. Not bad, not bad. Nice one. She's a runner, but when Derrin first picked this thing up, he brought it back, and never rode one. He never rode one, and this is a 1000. It was like, hey, how's it stack up against the F7, right? So we took her over to McLean skis, and yeah, the F7 just roasted them. But this thing was having some issues. That cluster was flashing. It was shutting on and off and all that, and the throttle, there was a bog coming out of it. So we don't think this thing is 100% right. We did find an issue with the wiring for this. I'll take it apart and show you. And then we're going to clean the power valves on it and all that. Because, this thing's a 1000. So that should be, I don't know. I think it would roast the F7. But the F7 drove around this thing. So, yeah, we'll take this apart and I'll show you the wiring issues. And we'll clean the power valves. Now, these things, it's not like you can just pop the hood and lift it up. You got to lift this panel up. It's clipped on both sides. Then you just kind of get a hinge. You can access your oil jug and everything in there, but that's about it. To get this off, you got to pull, there's a torque screw here and one on the other side. You got to pull them out, and then you can tip this guy up, it just locks in. There's an aluminum bar that goes across, and the headlight thing just kind of latches in, pulls back, and locks into it. So we gotta undo those, tip it up, and then unplug the main connector for the cluster, and then slide that off. Yeah, like what do we got? A Torx T30 here. They're pretty long bolts too. They can slide all the way down through. Like, look at that. Then you just lift her up. She tips forward. Got to reach down in here, grab this plug connector. Come on! There we go. And then we should be able to just grab this whole thing. Lift her off like so. Tickety-boo. And with that out of the way, you can see that big pipe, 1000 cc. And there you go. That is a 2-stroke, 2-cylinder 1000. Like, this thing's got bigger jugs than Dolly Parton. And I mean, this is a power valve engine, and it's even got 2 spark plugs each cylinder. I mean, nice one. Need double the spark. And the side panels, they're not too bad. It's just got these rubber tabs. Lock them on, and there's one down here too, and then just pop that off. She swings open, and then you can just pull it off like so. Then you can get at the muffler and your brakes. Check this out. That brake rotor, I'm pretty sure, is bigger than the brakes on like the old Chevettes. Like, look at that thing. All we got on this side is the brake rotor and caliper, because no chain case or nothing, because this thing has the diamond drive on the other side. So let's check that out. Same thing. Pop that one. Pop that one. You can see the layout on this. I mean, the primary and the secondary are right in a straight line. That thing is low. This thing basically works. Like, there's no real jack shaft. It's just your clutch to the secondary. That goes right to the diamond drive unit, and that's your drive shaft and everything all in one line. And then if we want to pop the belt guard off, just got to pull a pin up there. Pin over here. Pull that sucker out. Now, when Derrin first brought this over, the original belt on there was just freaking chewed. Didn't look very good at all. And still, I think the deflection's like, this is still way too loose, I would think. Yeah, like I can spin that around by hand, so should really tighten it up. That's all done with washers and everything in behind here. But I mean, there's a few issues going on. The end of this secondary looks like somebody's been beating on that with a hammer. And I mean, it looks like somebody took an angle grinder to the sheaves of that primary. Like, why is it all scuffed up like that? I'm going to go ahead and pop that off. I'll show you the diamond drive in behind there. So what we'll do is we'll clip the brake on here. Then come down here with a 14 mil or a 9/16. Oh, crack that sucker loose. Just pull that out, and then this cup comes out of here. Come on. There we go. Oh, this thing here, it's got a little O-ring on it, and then you can stack up a bunch of washers, and that's how you can change your belt deflection there. So, but if you want to change your belt, you just flip this guy around. You put the bolt in backwards, thread her back in. I had to take the 2 washers off that were under the head of the bolt here just to get her to thread in. But then you just tighten her up. And then as I tighten it, belt drops down, just like so. You just slide the belt out of there. Tickety-boo. Loosen her off. So you just pull her off. Just hooks onto there. And that in behind here is your diamond drive setup. So to service this thing, you got your drain bolt down here. There's your fill and level line up there. Yeah, I'm sure they have special fluid for here. Basically, any gear oil or some sort of fluid's better than none. Big issue with these things is they'll develop a leak. People don't notice it, and then goodbye diamond drive. See if we can get a shot of what she looks like under here. Yeah, there's the back side of the diamond drive. You know, it's attached. There's your drive shaft and your cogs coming right out of her there. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how it works. I've never had one apart, but I mean, I'm guessing there's a bunch of gears, or maybe there's a chain in there, or maybe it's all just gear drive. Gets rid of the jack shaft, and it's just basically this unit, and then you got your bottom shaft run straight across. So, I mean, hey, maybe it might have been a good idea at the time. I'm more of a fan of the, regular jack shaft chain case. I think it's just simpler, more efficient, less stuff going on, man. But yeah, somebody was definitely in here sanding on that with some freaking sandpaper or something. And look at the gouges down in here. And I'm spinning it around, and it looks like there is some stress cracks happening in this. Look at this. This clutch ain't gonna be long for the world. We're gonna have to give the old Cat Shack a call, see if they got any kicking around. But I mean, for now, all the rollers and everything look good in the secondary and all that. So we'll slip her back on. Just like so. And then we'll throw the belt back on. Put the feelers out for a new primary anyway. So, I mean, same thing. Just crank her in. Slip the belt in on the primary. Drop it in around the secondary. Just like so. Loosen the bolt back out. And then you just got to roll the belt around just to get it to close up the sheaves. There, that's nice and tight there. That's where we want her, sitting up a bit. Way tighter than it was. Now this thing here, it's got a stack of washers on there already, but I like the deflection how it is. It's nice and tight. Tiny bit of drag, but it's not too tight, I don't think. But as soon as we put this in, and then we tighten her up, cranking this sucker tight, it's opening up. Drop that belt down a bit. It's a bit looser than I would really want it. I'd want it a little bit tighter, so might have to see if we can find another washer or two to drop on that just to tighten her up a bit. Well, unfortunately, I don't have any of the right washers to go in behind there. I'd like to add just one just to tighten it up a little bit because, like I said, I can still spin it. So I'd like to have it just a tiny bit tighter for them. We want all the dangle potential out of this thing. While we're under here looking, the main reason why that cluster was flickering on and off is, that's your main plug for it. And if you look underneath the top of this power valve, the steel bracket there, that is super shiny. And you flip this guy over, that wire right there is worn through to the bare wire. That one's pretty darn close. So I think that one was rubbing and grounding out on here, causing it to flicker, because when that's all connected, that's sitting right like that, and it's just rubbing away. So we got to patch that up, and that should fix that issue. But we're going to pull those power valves out and give them a service anyway. This one looks super easy to get out. There's nothing in the way. This one here, that steering shaft is going right over top, so there's no way we're pulling that out. We're going to have to move that. I mean, Arctic Cat went a little overkill on the steering shaft, I think. Like, look at the U-joint on there, and the size of that's a solid shaft. Like, this thing's got Dolly Parton's jugs and Ron Jeremy's shaft, hey. Like, just for comparison, that right there is a Ford E350. That's a 1-ton van. And this is the steering shaft I just pulled out of it because it seized. And there's the steering shaft in an Arctic Cat F1000. Like, holy jeez, man. It's basically got a 1-ton steering shaft in her. I wonder why these things are heavy. Ah! Looking for my freaking tripod to set up so I can pull those out, and I cannot find it anywhere in here. Comment if you see it in the background, and also subscribe if you're not already. Hit the like button. I guess we'll just take a break and look for it. Not sure how it got up here, but found it. Okay, so I'm hoping it should be fairly straightforward. Just a couple of 10 mils holding the main power valve down, crack them loose. Alright, let's see if we can get that other one in. not quite. Steering shaft is totally in the way, so we're gonna have to unbolt that, I guess. Tickety-boo. Then we should be able to lift that out of the way. Look at that. Nice one. I mean, they're a little dirty. They're actually not too bad. We'll give them a good cleaning anyway, though. So I just threw a rag down to cover the holes where they go. Then to clean them, I mean, everybody's got their own kind of way of doing it. For me, I just kind of like using a bit of brake clean and a razor blade. So I just kind of give her a bit of a spray down and then hit it with the razor blade. Scrape all that gunk off of there. I don't like using sandpaper or anything like that just because, you know, you want these things fairly smooth. You want them to slide nice. I don't want to rough them up or nothing. I mean, I guess if you used really fine sandpaper, kind of wet sand on them maybe, I don't know. But the razor blade works great. You just want to get all that carbon stuff off of there, right? That wasn't too bad. Got them all back in there. They weren't too dirty, but it's a good idea to give them a clean up. I have no idea how long it's been since they've been serviced, and got the steering head bolted back in there. We wrapped that up. We got that wire all fixed up, and then taped this with a bunch of electrical tape, and then even put a bunch of electrical tape over top of that there, so that you can't help it. That's going to be rubbing down there, so at least that way it won't rub through the wire again. And yeah, we just got to throw the body panels and everything back on here, and then I say we take her for a another rip and see. So let's just make sure we didn't bugger anything up there. I mean, it still runs, but I don't know. Seems like it's kind of hit and missing on one cylinder or something like that. So maybe I'll take it for a quick burn just to see how it feels. Taking it for a test ride, and this was still cutting in and out. And if I jiggle this wire here, goes in, jiggle it again. So the issue is in this harness here somewhere. Let's get her back in the shop here. Alright, we're gonna have to peel that open and see. And the beer runner wants to go and have some fun. I got it all apart. Now, I got no idea where the issue is, but I was jiggling this and it was cutting in and out, so we are going to investigate up in here. So I peeled this harness all back, opened it up, and all the wires in here look to be good, so I don't think that was the issue, but I was wiggling this, and every time I was doing it, the cluster was going out, but this little wire here, which I don't know, looks like it's a brake wire or something, it has one end just fell off there, and then this section here is worn through. You can see it's worn through on that side too, and it was rubbing like right down in here, so I'll patch that up, get rid of that, and I guess we'll hook it back up and see what happens. I got those two wires patched up and she's running. Now if I jiggle this, it's staying on, it's not flashing off or anything, so I think we got it. Hopefully we got it. I mean, now that it's all back together, we just got to wait for Derrin. Said he was going to pop by, take it for a rip, and I kind of want to go out with the F7 against this again, just to see if I don't know, just to see if, you know, this thing, it's nowhere near like the old, the TCAT 1000, the triple there, like that thing, those are monsters. You know, this 2-cylinder 1000 seems kind of lame to me, but I don't know. In the meantime, though, I say we grab ourselves a roadie. There we go. Pop it right in there. Nice one. And then let's take the beer runner for a rip. There you go. I'll be right back. I'm just going to take this for a rip. this is as good a place as any to take a break. I can hear some geese honking over there. We got a osprey nest way up there. The creek's flowing. Air filter fell off. I found it though. So yeah, we got to just stick that back on there. Should be right as rain. And then yeah, beer runner. B-double-E-double-R-U-N. Nice one. Came ripping through there, and there was that cage tote and freaking smashed my knuckle off it with the handlebar there. Got a little too close. The old beer runner works pretty good in the deep snow though. I did get stuck back over there a little bit, but all you got to do is just pull back, lift up, and let her paw herself out of there. So, cheers, works pretty good. Now I got to get back and see if Derrin wants to race.
Hey?
I couldn't hear you coming.
Yeah, right.
Alright, well, we might as well see if that F1000 is faster than that F7, because I don't think so. But of Christina says Darren's new sled looks kind of quick, so I don't
Maybe it looks fast.
know. Hopefully it just looks fast.
No.
But we are totally losing our track. Probably this time tomorrow she's gonna be gone, so we might as well get some ripping in now. So yeah, fingers crossed. Comment down below, let me know what you think is gonna win. The F7, absolutely, or the F1000.
We just got this one.
Yeah, it might be for sale after this.
Yeah.
That was this one, wasn't it? We'll do another one. Alright. Do it again. Maybe that F1000 is working good.
Oh, I don't know. There's something banging in there now.
Oh, and you beat me.
Yeah.
I got you the first one, I think. You got me the second. You think something's making noise?
I think the belt or something. Maybe the clutch went.
Uh-oh.
There's something going on.
Let's have a look.
It was plunking. Oh yeah, look at that. It's already burnt off. Jeez. $150 belt.
Oh,
It's over.
not a good run.
Let's see what's going on here. Oh yeah, super loose now, eh?
Yeah,
It was already pretty loose to begin with.
well, that's the belt for them, right? Yeah, that's the knocking.
It's just the belt slapping off the thing there.
Yeah,
I think she's got another run in her.
I think. What? We can cover back on.
It's just parts, you know. We could change them tomorrow.
That's right.
Besides, we need a tiebreaker here. I guess that belt did not have another pass left in it.
Oh no!
That's a new belt. That's what, 4 passes?
Yeah, that definitely gonna have to get those other washers to shim that out because that was still way too loose, right? That belt looks like it's been standing in line at the
I'm gonna
Mandarin.
go back down there to Royal and get get some warranty.
Well, you don't have a spare, do you?
Yeah, I got the spare still.
Oh, wow, we got another pass in here then.
Oh, yeah, we gotta get it back.
Well, I mean, as far as marketplace end of seasons deals go, I mean, I guess that one's on par, you know. It needed a few things, we fixed a few things, and now it needs a few more things, and we gotta fix a few more things.
Yeah.
Although, the belt deflection, I already knew it was off. We had to get some more shims to tighten up that belt, and yeah, totally second race grenaded a brand new belt on there, but you know, gotta have some fun. We're losing our snow. So I know you guys are gonna say that probably that thing tuned right up is gonna roast that, but I don't know. I 1-1 and it wasn't a fair race, but yeah, it does work pretty good. So does that. That one looks good. Yes, it does. So, as always, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode. We enjoy doing these. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. You know, it helps us out. We liked it. You know, hit the like button, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Both of these, that one in particular. And as always, take her easy.